Hey, if you've ever worked on a digital product, you definitely know the feeling. The button on one page doesn't quite match the button on another. The spacing just feels off. It's a kind of organized chaos, right? But what if there was a way to bring some serious order to all that chaos? Well, today, we're going to dive into the elegant solution that's totally changing how products are built, the design system.
So, does this whole scene ring a bell? You've got multiple teams, they're all working super hard, but somehow the end result feels, well, a little disjointed. One team's button looks just slightly different from another's. The spacing is off on one screen, but it's perfect on the next. It's a super common story in product development.
This is what you might call the crisis of inconsistency. And look, it's more than just an aesthetic problem. When your styles start to conflict, it actually dilutes your brand. When the user experience feels choppy and disjointed, it creates real frustration for your users. And for your teams, it just means tons of wasted effort, constantly reinventing the wheel instead of focusing on solving brand new problems.
So, how do we fix this? The answer isn't about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about building a system. So let's explore the solution that has really become the backbone for countless modern design and development teams out there.
You know, at its heart, a design system is a surprisingly simple concept. It's basically a collection of reusable components and really clear standards that you can assemble to build any number of applications. The best way to think of it is like a set of Legos for your product. Every single piece is designed to fit together perfectly.
That quote right there hits on the most powerful idea, a single source of truth. Honestly, this is the game changer. Just imagine one central place where designers, developers, and product managers all go for the final word on how something should look and function. It just ends all the debates and streamlines the entire workflow.
Okay, but how do you actually build one? I know, it can seem pretty overwhelming, but there's this brilliant mental model that makes it all manageable, and it actually borrows an idea from chemistry. Let's see how it works.
This is the core idea behind something called atomic design, a methodology created by Brad Frost. So, just like all matter in the universe can be broken down into a set of atoms, our user interfaces can be broken down into their own fundamental building blocks. This way of thinking helps us see our UIs as both this cohesive whole and a collection of individual parts at the very same time.
Atomic design lays out 5 pretty clear stages. We start with the absolute smallest parts, the atoms, and then we intentionally combine them into larger structures. First, molecules, then organisms, which then fit into templates, and finally become full-blown pages. It's a really logical way to build everything from the ground up.
Let's make this real for a second. An atom is just a button, or maybe a single input field. By itself, it can't do a whole lot. But combine that input field atom with a label atom and a button atom, and now you have a molecule, a functioning search form. Okay, now group that search form molecule with a logo and a navigation menu, and you've just built an organism, your site's header. See how that works? We're composing complexity, piece by piece, all the way up to full pages. Each stage just logically builds on the last one.
This all sounds great in theory, right? But what are the real, tangible benefits? Why should your organization actually invest the time and effort into building and maintaining a design system?
Let's start with a single, really powerful number. Research from Figma's data science team found that designers who use a design system complete their work 34% faster. I mean, think about that for a second. That is a massive efficiency gain. It's kind of like instantly expanding your team, but without the budget hit. And the benefits go way beyond just speed. A design system saves time because it eliminates redundant work. It ensures your brand looks and feels consistent everywhere, which strengthens user trust. It helps you build accessibility and from the ground up, not as some afterthought. New team members can get up to speed way faster, and it creates this shared language that fosters true collaboration between your design and engineering folks.
And to make that shared language a reality, we need a way to connect those design decisions directly to the code. This is where one of the most powerful concepts in modern design systems comes into play, something called design tokens.
So what exactly are they? Well, think of design tokens as the DNA of your visual style. They aren't the components themselves, but they're the raw values that define them. A specific color code, a pixel value for spacing, a certain font weight. All these tiny decisions are stored centrally, totally independent of any specific technology. This right here is the magic of tokens in action. Instead of the developer just grabbing a random blue hex code from a design file, they use a token named color action primary. That name has meaning. It describes the color's purpose.
And here's the best part. If the brand's primary color ever changes, you just update the token in one place, and that change instantly populates across every single product using it. No more search and replace nightmares. It's amazing.
And tokens go far beyond just colors. They define every little part of your visual style, spacing units, font sizes, even animation timings. And notice the names, like color feedback error. It's not just red, it's the color for error messages. This codifies the decision-making process itself, making sure everyone applies the style correctly and consistently every single time.
In the end, a design system is so much more than just a library of buttons. It's a living product that serves all of your other products. It's the engine that lets your teams build better, faster, and more cohesively by transforming all that chaos into clarity. So the question isn't just if you need a system, but what could you and your team build if you finally had one?